Hi YouTube. So I was on the internet today, as one is, and I heard this hilarious story about J.K. Rowling getting her house doxed. If I literally Google like J.K. Rowling house, there is an entire Wikipedia page dedicated to this castle that she bought in 2001, and I'm assuming that's what she's talking about, right? Maybe not. I don't know. If that is the house they're talking about, that's kind of fucking stupid. Like, your house is literally a UK landmark. If it's not the house that she's talking about, then, you know, obviously, like, don't fucking dox people. But the reason this story stuck out to me, right, is that every time that J.K. Rowling is in the news, it really brings out the transphobes, which is always, you know, interesting and what's the word, stupid. And one of those lovely people was Christian Walker, everybody's favorite American free speech radicalist. And the reason this video won't get monetized. Oh Christ. Oh no. I wrote a script for this video, but we're going off book. Hold on. Thank you, Lord, for protecting Kyle Rittenhouse. Okay.
Not guilty. And here are your takeaway lessons. We have a constitution, sweetie. And in America, everyday American citizens have the right to defend ourselves. We're governed by laws here. Not the laws of Twitter, not the laws of the mob, not the laws of media, and not the laws of leftism.
Okay, hold on. My favorite thing is, like, I love how so many, like, right-wing idiots use the Constitution to explain everything all the time. Like, sorry, we have a constitution. We can go out in the middle of the street with an AK and fucking shoot people. Like, no, dude, that's not how that works. I agree. We should not be following the laws of Twitter. We should not be following the laws of the mob. I don't even know if I want to finish this one.
Leftists, you don't get to do whatever the hell you want and then expect law-abiding American citizens to not protect themselves.
You can't do whatever you want either.
We can protect ourselves here. The media put out so many false facts about this case, but guess what? In court, the real facts are presented, and that's what's ruled on. Thank you, Lord, for a sound jury, a sound judge, and for America being alive and well.
Yeah, but I'm sure if this had gone the other way, then Christian Walker would have been saying the same thing, right? He would have been like, that's the law, you know? That's what the jury decided, so I'm okay with it. I'm sure that would have happened, right? The scariest costume of all, a woke blue-haired liberal. Why is, like, dyeing your hair something that you think only liberals do? That's hilarious. Oh god. Tip on how not to get shot. Respect authority. How could this go wrong?
It's 2021. If you're still resisting arrest, you may have a mental deficiency. Cops aren't pulling you over because you're black. Cops aren't shooting you because you're black. They're shooting you because they don't know if you're going to pull a gun. Resisting arrest is refusing to follow directions.
Slow down. Chill. Fucking relax. Shut up.
Listening to directions. Try that and you won't get shot.
Wow. So this video reminds me of that South Park episode where they learned that Family Guy jokes are made by manatees. And the manatees like randomly select these idea balls with buzzwords on them and shoehorn them into jokes. Like, let's just go like...
It's 2021. If you're still resisting arrest, you may have a mental deficiency.
Resisting arrest, mental illness.
Because you're black. Cops aren't shooting you because you're black. They're shooting you.
Cops shooting people because they're black. It's all of these like... very easy little buzzword things. Like, obvious horrible ignorance aside, it's almost genius how this guy's entire image is just trying to piss off liberals to prove a point. And that point is something, probably. So one of the things that Christian talks about all the time is not being a victim. He's not a victim. Don't call him a victim. He's not a victim. His sexuality doesn't make him a victim. His race doesn't make him a victim. He's never been a target of harassment, and also neither have you. He's decided. You won't get shot by the police if you follow the rules. Black people are not disproportionately targeted by the police. And white supremacy doesn't exist. Like, relax. Like, I'm not even joking. He literally doesn't think that white supremacy is real.
Before we get into talking white supremacy, BS, it's not even real. Come on, it's 2020. The real issue is black supremacy.
Yeah, the real issue is actually black supremacy. News to everyone except for Christian Walker, I guess. And maybe Tucker Carlson. So that's like a cool opinion to have. Oh, and also great news if you are gay or trans or LGBTQIA plus in any way whatsoever, you're not oppressed. Didn't you know that? I'm glad to deliver the news. You're actually not oppressed. That's according to Christian Walker.
Some of us are horrified by Pride Month. You don't celebrate your rights by marching down the streets naked at a pride parade.
Naked.
You don't battle stereotypes that you're promiscuous and can't hold down a proper relationship by having sex behind dumpsters and parading around in a rainbow flag. LGBTQ is nothing more than a Marxist cult separating people based on their sexual orientation or their gender identity. People are so much more than who they're sexually attracted to. They're their character, they're their skill set, they're the fact that they're a good friend. Stop these left-wing
What? Wait, hold on. All of you people out there being gay, don't you want to be known for being a good friend? Because you can't do both. You're more than being gay. Stop telling me that you're gay. Stop being gay, actually, please. Like, what is this, dude? Like, what is happening? He just doesn't say anything of value. He just says words, man. Like I said, he's just buzzwords. Like that's all he is just buzzwords. Talks about stereotypes, and he's like, don't you guys want to be more than your identity? It's like, yeah, but like the identity part, like people aren't getting fucking lynched in the streets for being a bad friend. Like, no one's being hate crimed because they're like, you know, late to their job. Like, they're being hate crimed because of their identity, because of who they are. Like, that's why it's something that needs to be celebrated. Like, that's why it's something that needs to be like, I'm not afraid to be me. Like, I'm not afraid to be myself. And like, if you don't like it, fuck off. Like, that's the idea. It's not separating people based on their identity. It's just acknowledging your identity and saying that you're not going to be afraid to be who you are. Like, why is it bad to celebrate who you are, man? So you may be saying, Justin, how could this guy think that racial injustice is a fictional narrative? How could he be so blind to the cause of those trying to celebrate their pride, you know, after time and time again of having their rights completely stripped away? Well, it's because he's stupid, and you know he's privileged a lot, like really privileged, and has a lot of internalized racism. And what do I mean by he's privileged? He's also the son of Herschel Walker, who is a Heisman Award-winning football player, running for Senate right now in Georgia with an estimated $12 million net worth. So that's Christian Walker. You know, he doesn't believe that white people are privileged over black people because, you know, as a person with a millionaire father, he's somehow never encountered that level of oppression or long-standing consequences for his position in society. Oh, unless you're talking about borders or COVID or masks or feminism or far-right conservatism in general, for which he claims to be very oppressed. You know, he's not a victim, but like, he's a victim of this. Like, he's not a victim. Don't call him a victim. Remember, do not call him a victim. He's not a victim. He hates when you call him a victim. Do not call him a victim, but he is a victim of these things. He's a victim of tyranny because he has to wear fabric on his face. Very scared, very oppressed, horrible, tyrannical rule that he lives under. But he's not a victim, so don't call him one. You know, he's very, very much a victim of being a rich, healthy Republican. But yeah, so he has this whole other narrative that like California is a dictatorship, that having to wear a mask means that he's under tyranny. He literally has I'm gonna watch this. He has an entire video of him calling his school to complain that they're enforcing vaccine mandates. So let's take a look at that. So it says, all my classes are online. I don't step onto campus. I've already paid. We're a week into classes. My university just called to tell me they're dropping my classes if I don't report to them about my vaccine. How is this about health when I'm in school at home? And this is something I will probably never understand about like the Republican Party in general, or just like conservatives or whatever, is there is this consistent idea that because it doesn't affect you directly, you shouldn't worry about it. It's the same vibes I get from people who like don't get the vaccine because like maybe they've already had COVID and they have the antibodies, even though like, you know, your immunity isn't as good with antibodies as it would be with the vaccine, and also antibodies don't last forever. So it's like, it's like, why do I have to wear a mask if I'm not sick or whatever? It's not about you. Like, and also like vaccine mandates just like aren't new at all. Vaccine mandates have been a thing for like the last century plus. You've pretty much always needed to get some vaccines in order to go to any school. Why is this different? It's not different. But anyway, let's watch what he says to this fucking school employee who couldn't possibly care less.
Students after they've already paid for classes if they don't upload their vaccination status.
The Student Health and Wellness Center conducts the COVID vaccination, and we keep track of your records.
And you're calling to tell me you will drop my classes after we've already paid $70,000 for the year if I don't upload something about my vaccine status when all my classes are online. That's what the call's about?
Correct.
Got it. Thank you.
That's what the call's about? Yeah. Like the guy's just like, yeah, that's what it's about. Do it. Oh man, the comments are incredible. After we've already paid $70K, who is we? Anyway, those are the rules, bud. If you didn't have other vaccines, you would be barred from attending school too, regardless of where you attend school, because the idea is you won't be homeschooling forever. Yeah, exactly. You might be doing online school, all of your classes like this semester, but like they're not gonna like give you a waiver or whatever, and like maybe halfway through the semester, all classes come back in person. Like what are you gonna do? Like they need to make sure you're okay. Nothing new, schools have had vaccine mandates all along, even with remote learning. Eventually there is an in-person element. I like this one. He's trying to take like both roads. He's like, that sounds really dumb. Also, you should get vaccinated to protect others. 159 replies. Fucking ratio, I guess. I don't want to like fully rabbit hole, but vaccines are meant to protect the person who gets them, not others. Your comment makes no sense. No! How does it protect others? Vaxxed can transmit COVID too? Oh my god, just like all these people just don't understand what vaccines are, and that's so painful, dude. It's just like the spread of disinformation is just so harmful. It's ridiculous. But honestly, like it's no surprise that this is his stance on like masks and COVID. Like this man has literally found every way to make trendy far-right arguments and apply them to his image. Or like if there's a left-wing stereotype he might fall into because of like his wealth and his status, then he makes that fit his right-wing image too, because he doesn't want to like lose his base. And for examples of that, we can go to his merch site. Let's do it. officialchristianwalker.com, not to be confused with unofficial Christian Walker. Oh, thank God, Christmas isn't canceled. I was so worried. Oh, see, don't call him a victim. Be a victor, not a victim. Don't call him a stop calling him a victim, you guys. You're so mean. I like this design because it's like anti-woke club, but then it's also like got like the don't sign around it, so it's like we hate the anti-woke club, we love the woke club, we're so woke. So yeah, so like what I was talking about in terms of like him accidentally falling into privilege and having to try and like back out of it. Let's go to the college tab here because this is hilarious. Like conservatives talk all the time about how like college and universities have been turning people into liberals. So even though he's like a very well-educated dude, he has a shirt on his site that says, "I survived college without becoming a liberal." He's like, it's his way of like, because this way you can't talk shit about him like as a conservative for having gone to higher education. He's just like this is just like protect his image. That's so funny. Graduated, not indoctrinated. Christian went to UCLA, but he wants you to know that he survived college without becoming a liberal, and he was not indoctrinated. But they tried to get him. They really tried to get him, because that's what schools do. That's what schools are for. They're not for education. They are for making little woke zombies, and Christian, he didn't fall for it, my dude. He couldn't. They couldn't get him. My favorite part of this is that there's like a very common idea amongst conservatives that like liberals and leftists are like very elitist. Like you hear like liberal elites, Hollywood elites, like they're all lefty zombies who fly around in their private jets with like loads of cash and leave all of us common, regular, middle American folks down here in the mud doing real work and dealing with the real issues. You're familiar. Well, Christian Walker's decided that's no longer true, as he takes wonderfully classist jabs at people in poorer communities and those who require government assistance. Liberalism is ghetto. Yikes. Get over it. Yikes. And my personal favorite, the government can't afford my lifestyle. You're right, because you make a lot of money. You literally have like an estimated net worth of like $1 to $5 million, an NFL legend as a father, and you're someone who's incredibly privileged enough to be like very well connected to these giant political and business figures. So like, yeah, you're right. You're right. They can't afford your lifestyle. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I call you privileged? You're not a victim and you're not privileged. You're blessed. You're not privileged. So look, I'm not gonna sit here and talk directly to Christian and refute all of his silly little incredibly damaging claims. Like, he knows what he's doing. He was raised in an environment very familiar with like getting media attention and like how to keep getting it. So that's what he's gonna do. Does it piss me off to see merch like this? Does it piss me off to see like, I like men so I'm not a feminist? Yes. Does it piss me off to see shirts like be a victor, not a victim? Yes. But like, that's his goal, dude. But yeah, like, he totally knows what he's doing. Like he's got shirts on here that say like pro-America, I choose freedom, God bless America, anti-woke club, Herschel 2022. Oh yeah, he sells his dad's merch on his website too, in case you forgot about his $12 million dad was running for Senate. In case you forgot, he was doing that. He is. And there's a whole page about it on his website. There's like a whole tab about it right here. In case you forgot that his $12 million dad was running for Senate in Georgia. He is. He doesn't want you to forget that. So, you know. Don't forget where you came from, etc. So like, he's gonna keep tweeting hateful bullshit about trans people and that the left wants to cancel comedy and how masks are child abuse because he's an asshole. He's a loud, boisterous asshole with no empathy who doesn't give a shit about you or any problems you might have, and he masks his opinions in this like veiled narrative of individualism and loving America, but in reality, he's just a rich and spoiled fuck. And no matter how these problems he's complaining about turn out, they won't affect him. Like, he'll make a rant about how those who are affected are lying and how they want to be victims, or God forbid something happens that does affect him in a very serious way with long-term consequences. Not wishing that on him, but you know, it can happen to anyone. He'll just make a rant asking why liberals didn't speak up. Why, you know, why the woke mob didn't come to his rescue when they do all this stuff for other people. Like, he'll just keep having excuses for everything. He'll keep finding reasons to like shit on people, and that's just his whole brand. Like, he's just gonna keep doing that. And he's got the money and the following and the connections and the support politically and like from like fucking Donald Trump to just keep doing this. So he will. So yeah, like, this dude is vapid and he's ignorant. And he's like a literal human buzzword because that's what works online right now. He's a liar for clicks, whether he believes in his lies or not. In short, I think Christian Walker says it best here.
Mob mentality, fake caring about others, not treating people as individuals. Never, ever. I'm not a liar. I believe in truth. And if you aren't about that, get out of my face.
So if you don't believe in truth, then just get out of his face. So, you know, take that as you will. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys want more like commentary videos like this, let me know in the comments down below. This was fun to make. But anyway, like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you have not done so already. Be sure to hit that bell so you're notified every single time I upload a new video, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.